Hello again and welcome back to Storm Talk. Today we're going to be taking a look at Azmodan, the Lord of Sin. You can take a moment to read his backstory. We'll take a moment to look at his character design. Okay, pretty nice. It's like a shrunken down version of his Diablo version, but still not bad. His trait is called the General of Hell. Azmodan is capable of summoning a demon lieutenant to assist minions, mercenaries, and summoned units. His basic abilities are Globe of Annihilation. You launch a long-range orb of destruction. It deals area of effect damage, and it's when it says long range, it's not kidding. It outranges many ults. Summon a demon warrior. Pretty straightforward. You just summon a demon warrior. And all shall burn. Channel a death beam on an enemy. Yeah. This guy's pretty straightforward as a, I'm gonna break you. His heroic abilities are Demonic Invasion. Summon a rain of demonic grunts that will damage people on impact. And create a pool that empowers Azmodan and his army with Black Pool. Let's take a moment to look at some of his skins. You have the Lord of Sin and variations. Azmodan, and variations. And Master Azmodan and variations. I kind of like this one personally. The Fel Orc version of the Azmodan. So, let's go ahead and try this. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into lane. I'll show you his abilities first. As you can see, he doesn't actually have a mount. Instead, he just kind of catches his feet on fire. And moves faster. Okay, so let's show you his abilities. First off, Globe of Annihilation, as you can see on the minimap, has such a huge range. Like, literally, I can attack both my Nexus, or not Nexus, that's a keep. I can attack my keep and the enemy's keep. Yeah, pretty scary. Second ability is Demon Warrior. Pretty straightforward. You summon a guy, he walks down a line. It's like, oh, he sees something, he goes towards it. Pretty straightforward, pretty simple. Kind of a lot like the Banelings, just without, without exploding. It's like the Banelings meet the Hydralisk, for example. And then All Shall Burn. I'm just gonna toggle minions to show this one off. Because it's a lot easier than doing it to a building. All Shall Burn is a channeled spell. Costs 16 per second. So, you just hit it on somebody and leave it there. The enemies can move away from it to get out of range, but as you can see, it does a lot of damage. And if you don't move out of the way, it will kill you. It starts with 68 damage and goes up to 136 damage a second, and it deals extra damage to structures. His trait is General of Hell, so we can summon one of our little grunts, and there you go, the General. Okay. Now, the Globe of Annihilation does 73 damage at first. Summon Warrior has 230 HP and 23 damage. All Shall Burn is 68 damage with a maximum of 136. And the General of Hell will grant 15% increased damage and 15% maximum health to all nearby friendly minion mercenary summons. It also has an unlimited range, meaning you can throw it into another lane. Okay. Now let's take a look at his stats. As you can see, he starts out with a 1060 HP with a 2.21 regeneration, 500 mana with 3 points of regeneration. He has an attack range of 5.5. To kind of show you the animation, he just kind of hands a fireball to you. It's like, ooh, there you go. Yeah, I have that. No big deal there. Get that over there. That was dumb of me. Next, he has 34 attack damage at level 1. He has, yeah, pretty simple. Everything else never changes. He has a 1 attack speed, 34 damage, 5.5 range. Okay, now let's go ahead and level him up. You can see his stats change as he levels up. Okay, so as you can see, at level 30, you have 8,600 HP with a 17.95 regeneration. It's pretty good there. 790 mana with a 5.83 regeneration. All other stats are the same, and his new attack damage is 266. As for his abilities, Globe of Annihilation does 450. The minion does 110 points of damage, but has 1,100 points of health. All Shall Burn deals 300 damage, which maxes out at 600. And yeah. So, let's go ahead and take a look. Now, of course, the first time we're going to go through this, we're going to just hit up the first 2. So, the first 2 for Azmodan, you have Taste of Blood. Enemies killed with your orb will increase its damage by 1. Do note, it is a pretty massive... Let's talk about minions real quick so I can kind of show you this. It's a pretty big AoE, and it does a lot of damage. So, you can actually just drop this and hit all the minions of a wave without actually trying. You also have Siege Wrath. Increases the impact dealt by up to 50% depending on how far it's traveled. Do note, it is capable of traveling really far, so that just hit for 450, and if I would have had that, it would hit for an additional 50% of that, which would be like 675, give or take. He also has Spare Nothing. All Shall Burn will destroy 1 ammunition a second for structures. He has the general talents for Healing Ward and Bribe. We're going to take the Siege Wrath for this one. At level 4, Superiority, general talents. He also has Army of Hell, increases the number of charges from 2 to 3. Burn the Weak, structures, or the structure damage bonus of Burn now it applies to minions and mercenaries, so an additional 25% damage to non-heroic units. And that whole thing's increased by 50, so does more damage to structures, does more damage in general to minions and mercenaries as well. Pretty good, actually. Then you have Glutton. 15% of the damage dealt by All Shall Burn is returned as health. This is kind of my go-to, personally. Just seriously, it's a health regeneration for your most powerful attack. Then you also have Bound Minion. It increases when you use this on a lane minion, it increases that minion's damage by 100% and increases its health by 300. This is kind of a combination of your General of Hell and the General Talent Promote. We're going with Army of Hell because it's one of the first twos. At level 7, Mercenary Lord, pretty much general talent. First Aid, general talent. He also has Infernal Globe, increases the cast and travel time, or reduces the cast and travel time by 40%, and adds an additional 90 damage over 4 seconds. So basically a little bit of an AoE, like it makes it happen faster, and it gives it a small dot. He also gets Enduring Warriors, which will increase the time that the summoned demon warriors last, and Master of Destruction, reduces the mana cost of All Shall Burn from 16 to 10. Do remember, he has a 5.83 regeneration, which would mean he'd basically be regenerating half of it if you take Master, where he'd only be regenerating about a third of it if you don't. We're going to go with Infernal Globe. Demonic Invasion. Rain a small army of demonic grunts down on enemies. They deal damage on impact, and they will deal 4 more attacks for less damage. Demonstrate this ability. Literally, it's a meteor storm of people. It deals damage and gives you a small army. And yes, I've just used this a bunch of times, but why not? Okay. Now, continuing. At level 13, General Talent Relentless. You also have Hellforged Armor. Demon Warriors take 50% less damage from non-heroic sources, to include towers. Blazing Demons. The Demon Warriors have a fiery aura that will deal 40 damage a second to enemies nearby. Or March of Sin. Azmodan can move at 75% speed while channeling All Shall Burn. It's pretty obvious you go for this one, because the only problem with the channel ability is it has a short range, and once you move out of it, you're out of it. If I can follow you, we're good. We're good. So we're going to go with Hellforged Armor, because it's one of the two. Imposing Presence. Enemies that attack you are slowed. And Blood for Blood general talents. He also has Battleborn. If a Globe of Annihilation hits an enemy, a Demon Warrior will be summoned on the impact point. And Demonic Smite. General of Hell will periodically blast a minion with demonic enemy for dealing 1,000 damage. Now, I've never gotten this far. Like, I played a practice round with him. So, basically, I did this with him. But, yeah, never actually gotten this far in the game. Just from reading them, Battleborn gives you a minion. Plain and simple. It gives you an extra minion whenever you cast it. Whenever you cast Globe of Annihilation, it gives you a Summoned Demon Warrior. Whereas Demonic Smite is basically an AoE passive pop. So, we'll take that one next time. We're going to take Battleborn this time. So, as you can see, pretty simple. Whenever it hits that wasn't a person. Whenever it hits an enemy, does that count as an enemy? It summons the same little guy it summons with your Demonic Warrior. Oh wow, that guy doesn't count as a minion for some weird reason. Okay, at level 20, he has the Resurgence of the Storm, and Swift Storm, and Storm Shield general talents. He also has Perishing Flames. When the grunts die, they explode, dealing extra damage. So to kind of demonstrate this, it doesn't actually generate any more grunts. It just kind of gives them a bit of a Baneling pop. And as you can see, they don't actually have a health amount. They have a attack amount. So that'll actually probably destroy those forts. So as you can see, it doesn't matter what hits them, but 4 attacks will kill them. So it wouldn't matter if I cast that. Like, if I cast that in the back. Yeah. Anyway, let's go ahead and reset all that. And let's go ahead and demonstrate this. So we're going to toggle minions and kind of get some fight on. Do remember that we've leveled up our Globe of Annihilation and our Summon Demon Warriors, and pretty much nothing else. So as you can see, with my demon army, I'm capable of sieging a base pretty well. But still, my most powerful attack is still the All Shall Burn. Pretty quick, pretty simple. Okay, now let's go ahead and level up again. This time we're going to be focusing on All Shall Burn. So we're going to take Spare Nothing. We're also going to take Glutton, Master of Destruction. We're also going to take Black Pool. Create a pool that empowers Azmodan and all allied minions, increases their attack and ability damage by 75%. The pool lasts for 5 seconds. This is actually probably not the one you're going to want to use. If you're going to use it, you're probably going to want Demonic Invasion, basically just because it puts bodies on the field. But, yeah. See, we're also going to take March of Sin, Demonic Smite, and Fifth Circle. Azmodan and other empowered allies their attacks and abilities will also slow enemy movement and attack speed by 40%. Which would be great if you built, if you were building a lot on your Demon Warrior and stuff like that, but... Okay, so let's go ahead and summon. As you can see, Demonic Smite, periodically cast Demonic Smite, and hits something. See if we can get one of those to trigger. Like, is that triggering for me, or does that trigger for my demon? I have no clue, honestly. Anyway, demonstrate him in a fight. Pretty much all of our power is based upon our hand, or the burn. So, we're going to put up a couple of minions, drop a black portal on myself, and there you go. Did I not kill him? Which, right there, pretty straightforward. One attack killed him. But with towers, you out-heal towers. Also, since I have the ability that allows me to drop the ammunition, towers don't last very long against me either. So as you can see, come up against the enemy keep, just drop it. The enemy keep's just melted. Now, of course, this is level 30, I'm extremely strong. But the enemy keep melted, and I was virtually at full health. I need a small recharge. Here's a wall. It doesn't have the ability to hurt me. Now, I am sorry because I don't actually know what Demonic Smite does. Does that just mean I can cast it on an enemy minion instead? No. Does it mean that an allied minion will cast? Yeah, that is so confusing. One nice thing I do gotta say, because of the way Demonic Warrior works, if you get up to a wall, you can actually summon on the other side of the wall. And due to your General of Hell, the moment you get one summon off, you're able to kind of get a small little strike force, literally just behind the enemy wall. But yeah, that's about all. I don't really think there's much more I really got to go into about this guy. Most of his abilities are pretty straight up. He has a long range attack. He has some minions. And he has one extremely powerful ability that will literally just devastate anything you touch with it. So, yeah, it's kind of one of those. This guy is an all-around good character, although I think he's going to have a lot of trouble when it comes up, when he's fighting somebody who's specifically a minion controller, like Nazeebu, or someone who's specifically a damage dealer, like Nova or Raynor. Just because he's so based on the idea of he can do a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of everything, but he doesn't really have any, I'm really good at these. So, anyway, this was my Storm Talk on Azmodan. I hope that it was informative and enjoyable, and have a nice day.